Welcome one, welcome all, and welcome to the Pheonix Dota Intermediate Division Southeast Asia matchup between Goon Squad and Moons of Mene. My name is Pheonix, joined by Anno the Caster, and we are in a best-of-2 series. Moons of Mene, the all-female team from Australia, competing in the C Division, because why not? And Goon Squad, winners of C Main last go-around in Season 0. They are looking to make their name in Intermediate. Anno, how are you feeling about this matchup tonight?
Yeah, I'm really excited to see both these teams. So obviously Australia versus SEA. Goon Squad obviously regarded as one of the better teams in the SEA division. Both these teams are coming into this 0 and 2. So one of these teams, either they're going to get a split or someone is going 0-2 once again. So really excited to see how this one will go.
Bans thus far: Darkseer, Warlock, Hoodwink, Vengeful Spirit from Goon Squad, Tiny Clockwork Pheonix banned by Moons of Mene, and they go for the first pick Weaver.
Yeah, Weaver a pretty strong pick as always. One of the Flex Heroes dispatch, and Rubik. Wow, straight up.
Yeah, it's a bit interesting to see an early Rubik, but this is something you'll typically see in teams that have a Rubik specialist, or if both teams have Rubik specialists, they'll kind of take it as a pick away. You can draft around it if you're Moons of Mene, but perhaps you still want to take something with a good ability that Rubik might want to steal. But it denies things such as, Winter Wyvern or Enigma, those types of things. And I have been seeing a bit more Enigma support recently. Maybe we'll see some of it. I doubt it, though. Faceless Void being banned away by Moons of Mene, plus one more.
Yeah, so the Rubik pickup this early into the Weaver is solely just for... I mean, yeah, Rubik is a solid support hero, but you pick Rubik against Weaver, you want to get the Shukuchi on the Weaver just so that you can be a menace on this hero, and it is a relatively early pick, but this will limit to what Moons of Mene would want to go for here. So I think that's a really good opening for Goon Squad.
Yeah, it's a pretty strong opening. Moons of Mene have to ban the teamfight ultimates because they can't really take a whole lot of them themselves. Go for the Faceless Void ban as well as the Shadow Fiend, which has been on a tear recently with the Yasha Kaya build.
Yep.
Meanwhile, Goon Squad, one more ban in this second rotation of bans. They've done a lot of support bans. Warlock, Hoodwink, both very good right now. They ban out the Chaos Knight towards that position 1, as well as that Darkseer position 3 from the first rotation. So, interesting ideas from Goon Squad. I'm excited to see what they pick. I might see a core pick here, actually, with the Weaver being picked up and saving their second support counter pick once they know where Weaver's going.
Yep. I think for Moons of Mene, I think I'm already thinking of what offlaner they should be picking here. I think one of their better choices is Mars. And yeah, I was actually thinking Underlord. Moons of Mene should not pick Underlord because Rubik loves playing against an Underlord. But Moons of Mene, they should look for a Mars, or they should maybe they can bring out one of the specialty picks of Wegsy, which is a Winter Wyvern offlane. So
hey, I play Winter Wyvern offlane as well. I mean, the Rubik kind of makes it a little bit more difficult to do that.
Yep.
Because you have to catch Rubik in the Winter's Curse, or you have to be very quick on the Splinter Blast after the Curse. Instead, they pick their mid laner.
Yep.
Ember Spirit, this one is a
really
bit of a specialty pick for Ellie, so... according to Wegsy, was their captain. I spoke a little bit with both the captains before the match. So, bit of an early Ember Spirit pick, but it gives you the ability to match sideline pressure from the Underlord, so that does help quite a bit. They go for the Lich. So, holding off on their offlane pickup for now. This could be 4-5 with Weaver Lich. It could also be 1 and 4 or 1 and 5. We won't really know until that 23rd pick, I'd have to imagine. They're probably going to pick offlane last year.
10 seconds remaining.
I'm a little bit scared about the Ember pickup here because assuming that the Underlord pops off here, or at least has decent items, it's going to be really difficult for this Ember Spirit to move around. He has to go Ags, so I think that should make him go BKB third item. He goes Maelstrom, Mage Slayer, and then BKB. Should change the build style of the Ember just because of this Underlord. And yeah, BKB definitely a third item for sure.
Yeah, especially with that Disruptor being picked up. But I mean, this is kind of a have to build BKB game. I know you were mentioning the Wyvern 3. I don't think you really pick it when you see Disruptor.
No, not anymore.
Because as much as I love that hero, I know one of its weaknesses is, and if you have to build BKB on Wyvern 3, it's really, really bad. So... probably not going to see that. I would love to see it this series. Please, please. As a fellow Wyvern 3 player, I need
Sven.
it. They go for the Sven, so double on the cleave for Goon Squad. With the Sven and the Underlord, they're going to be able to take stacks pretty effectively if they really want to. Moons of Mene to pick.
Yeah.
Also, the Sven
so far,
I
really like
game
this
too.
Very. I really like Goon Squad's draft right now. It's a really, really strong... like, even in laning phase, like all 3 stages of the game, Goon Squad, it looks really scary at the moment. but I want to see this pick here from Moods of Mene that should pacify them.
Well, you need to pick something into this Underlord. I think the Weaver pretty much has to go for.
Dire team back.
They go for
Yeah,
the
there.
Ursa.
Okay, that's a really good pickup against the Underlord and the Sven. At this point, it just becomes a man fight battle. Ursa should get BKB Ags, I think, in this game. BKB being more priority than the Ags, just because of this
Yeah.
disruptor potentially just messing him up.
Yeah, the BKB. I mean, this is also a Disruptor X game too, so Winds of Mene on a bit of a timer. They need to play something tempo focused. I'm still curious as to what they're going to pick 3 here in this Fen matchup. I think if it weren't for the fact that you see the Rubik Underlord Disruptor, just because you've mentioned the Wyvern 3 being played, Wyvern 3 is pretty good in a Sven, but I think something like Necrophos might not be too terrible here, just because there's
Hear me
a lot
out,
of
hear me
strength in
out.
Goon Squad.
It's a bristle. I think they might consider bristleback. It goes bad poorly against Underlord, sure.
Yeah.
But if you go Eternal Shroud, eventually that damage won't really be as painful. It will still be painful, but not as painful.
Yeah, and he wants to buy BKB. I'm just trying to think, you need some sort of way to shred the tanks, right? Underlord, Sven both have a lot of strength, and Moons of Mene don't really have a whole lot of ways to deal with high strength heroes. Ursa Fury's wipes helps, but not incredibly so. So you need percent health damage, which obviously with Wyvern pretty much out of the picture, that leaves Necrophos, but I think this is a pretty obvious Necro ban from Goon Squad. I would like to see Bristleback potentially, as you said. It's not very good under the Underlord, but he has seen more play now as people have kind of figured out how to play him with the changes to his passive and the facets. They ban out Timbersaw, which I'm not sure about when you have an Underlord pickup, but it's pure damage, so I guess get rid of it.
Yeah. I think they also want to secure Sven's lane, so that's why they get rid of Timbersaw. Yeah, they can go into it to the mid to late game, but if this Sven is not activated before that time, I think this Ursa's gonna go ham. So they ban Timber. I think they're going to ban maybe Bristleback, or like what you said, they might ban out the Necrophos as well. Either of the two. As for Moons of Mene, I feel like they should be banning they should be banning a somewhat scaling mid laner, I think. Because their lineup right now on Goon Squad, it's very turtle centric. Yep, they ban out the Razor.
they're
Okay,
just
not bad.
Getting this Fen lane.
Yep. Pretty much. I think the Moons of Mene have to ban a mid laner that scales, so maybe they remove Zeus, maybe they remove
Storm.
potentially Storm,
Leshrac.
yeah. Storm, Invoker as well. Leshrac.
Could ban
I think
Necro
you're
as
fine with
well if they
Leshrac,
don't want to
if you-
pick it. I think it's
Yeah,
it's
another
actually a pretty
really good
decent
ban.
Leshrac game, so they go for the DK
DK.
ban instead. They want to make sure
Yeah,
they have
makes
less
sense.
guaranteed lockdown for the Ember Spirit, so it makes sense. Moon of Mene to
Yep.
pick though. I mean, like again, I think you mentioned the Bristleback. I think your options are like Bristleback, Necrophos, or if they really think they can get a lead on the Winter Wyvern in the Sven lane, they could still pick it.
Yeah. Mars
like
is
it-
also an option.
I don't like Mars here though. I just think the Underlord kind of screws with it too much, and the Rubik
Yeah.
too. They could.
That's true, but in terms of a team sense, Underlord's arena can really segment these fights, can isolate these fights. It's gonna make things a little bit more difficult for Goon Squad to help out the Sven, but Mars will not really have the greatest of games, but so it's a little bit of a double-edged sword if they pick up Mars.
We'll see what they go for.
Yeah, just for the sake of, just for the sake of content, I want them to go Wyvern, to be honest.
I mean, I love me some Wyvern 3, and it's a good lane in the Sven Disruptor too. Disruptor doesn't do a whole lot against it, and Sven literally just dies to Arctic Burn. You can't really counter trade into it. You have a Weaver support as well, so it's very strong. But at the same time, this is just a bad game for it because of the fact that
Rubik,
Underlord Rubik just absolutely wreck you later on. They go for the Beastmaster.
Beastmaster.
This one's a bit odd. I don't think it wins the lane with the Disruptor there, though. Unless she's going like the Wild Axes build, maybe? Or like the Drums build?
Yeah, it will be. It will be the Wild Access build into the Ags. I can
Yeah.
see why they would want Beastmaster. Okay. So they prioritize locking down a single hero. In this case, it's Sven. So I really, yeah,
But
huh,
again, like you're also playing into the Sven when you get Beastmaster.
yeah. And don't forget, Rubik is also on the enemy team. So if Beastmaster's not careful, he's gonna give up a free Primal Roar. I casted a game last night, and they had a Rubik against a Beastmaster. The moment Beastmaster Primal roars, Rubik has always stolen that. So I'm really curious to see. And
Yeah, there's
they
the
leave the
storm we were
storm
talking
open, yeah.
about. So there's that
It was
scaling mid lane
it
we
was
were
one or
talking
the
about.
other. Mm.
I mean,
Hmm.
it's Storm or Leshrac, kind of. So, still. And I know we're going the Demon's Reach, which is to be expected, because that's the better facet. And then Beast Mode on Beastmaster. I mean, I think I'm with you. I prefer the Goon Squad drafts quite a bit. Moons of
Yep.
Mene kind of has to snowball in two of their lanes if they want to have a shot in this game, and it has to be their side lanes,
Yep.
I'd have to imagine.
Yeah. I think bottom lane for Munzamene, their top lane, sorry. The Orso and the Lich, they need to find value in killing off the Underlord a lot, just so that Spring Roll can get the Battle Fury, because mid to late game, that Ursa is going to be rooted 24/7. He's gonna get stunned, he's gonna get silenced. A lot is going to go on top of that Ursa, so he has to find a way to activate himself early, because going into the late game, this is going to be Goon Squad's game.
Yeah. There's just so much late game damage, and Underlord is so incredibly strong right now. Obviously, we saw it in main division, which is, you know, the low MMR division, but we saw it absolutely wrecking at the first rampage of the season. The game is now underway. And are there shenanigans afoot off the start? No smokes. Teams starting to spread out on the Radiant side, but we see Moons of Mene preparing for a first blood setup potentially, all going bot.
Yeah, they want to match the aggression of Goon Squad, because Goon Squad, they're a relatively aggressive team, I think, when it comes to rune fights. But I say that, and they split up, so never mind. I take that back. My facts were wrong.
Indeed.
Yeah, but like what I was saying here, Goon Squad, this is their game to lose, honestly. They can literally just sit at base for maybe 30 minutes, do nothing, and all of a sudden they're just gonna burst out. They're gonna come in guns blazing, and Moons of Mene have to play to their they're playing to their tune right now. But if Moons of Mene can, get their tune, they can get their rhythm, and if they can keep that rhythm up, I think Goon Squad might sweat a little bit here.
Yeah, I'm right with you. Again, these side lanes are going to be so important for Moons and Mene. Mid lane's kind of a wash. Ember Spirit can just kind of farm up that lane, and they both want to make rotations at the same time in the game. So it really is going to come down to like rune fights and the skill matchup of Spirit and the Spirit. But you know, these side lanes are potentially winning for Moons of Mene in both of the side lanes. So I'd like to see some aggression come out. We see the Wild Axes first from Wegsy. As we expected, this is going to be a Wild Axes max into the drums. Are the drums dispellable, though? That's the question, because I was saying that they are playing right into the drums of Solemn. It does not say if it's dispellable or not on the hover. So,
Nope.
drums of
The Drums
Slum.
of Slum, I don't think it is. No, it's not dispellable. I think you can break it, though. Pretty sure it's breakable, because it's a passive.
Yeah. Well, but you know, Stormhammer still, or the Aghanim Stormhammer still very, very strong into the likes of Weaver and Ursa and Ember Spirit. So,
Actually, looking at the bottom lane, this is going to be a little bit of a tough lane for the Sven, considering he's up against a Weaver and he's up against a Beastmaster. So if they're not careful, or rather, if the Disruptor's not careful, he's just gonna blink his eyes once and he's gonna go back to the fountain with the burst damage that they have.
Yep. Top side, the Ursa was secured, and they're actually getting a lot of damage onto Crawler. Blood Grenade comes out, one more auto attack, and Spring Roll picks up first blood. As we mentioned in the draft, right, side lanes are on paper winning for Moons of Mene, and they have to win, so this is a good start for them.
Really good start.
Beastmaster currently sitting 8-0 to a 5-0 Sven too, so Wagsy, she's doing
Now he gets
pretty good in that lane. I know, being the team from AU, they are on higher ping, as this is the C division. All games are played on the Singapore server. But, you know, even with that, you know, the high MMRC players to maybe even some of the upper mid MMRC OST players play on the C server quite often, so shouldn't be something they're unaccustomed to.
Yeah, I'm looking at mid right now. Elegi and Knightly are just dancing around for the water rune here.
Yeah.
But very low already on the Ember Spirit, to be expected. Knightly with the obvious range advantage also has the overload as well.
And this is just
They both
gonna
have their bottles now though.
Yeah, this is just going to be your like 0-2-2 start from LG. Not really going to need to go the chains at all. Going to max the Flame Guard or 0-2-3. Play up the farm.
They're squaring off in mid.
Actually, LG getting quite the better trade there on the Nightly. I think the Storm, just even with the overload stacks and the extra remnants, just not getting enough damage on LG to really break through that second point in the Flame Guard.
Okay, relatively quiet after the first blood there on top.
You just said the Q word, how dare you?
Wait, what? Relatively quiet?
You just said the quiet word. Yeah, so one of the other games I play other than Dota 2 is EVE Online, and if someone's like, "How is it tonight?" and somebody answers,
yeah, it's like foreshadowing, or it's either that or it's VV, or it's we're calling it, what do you call that? I actually forgot that word.
Very far up against Wagsy, gets hit by a full Wild Axes. Just after getting the glimpse back, Icy continuing to move, almost has his Kukshi back up, dives under the tower, and the Wild Axes for the kill. Wagsy securing that and getting a stun on a McGee with the birds diving in.
Yep. Again, if you're not careful, level 2 Wild Axes, yeah, no.
I mean, it's, as we mentioned, these lanes going pretty much as expected in drafts, and this is exactly what Moons of Mene need. Right, they need to snowball. Mid lane going in favor of the Storm Spirit, just winning the end of the skill matchup, but the more points in Flame Guard LG gets, the easier it is to lane into Nightly. I actually went 1-1-2, so I went the early point in chains. I don't necessarily agree with that. I think the extra point in Flame Guard would have been nice, but... and
wait, what?
Definitely would have been nice there! I didn't expect Nightly to just get that kill, but one more overcharge, and down she goes.
Static slide with the static remnant actually killed Elegi, and I think Elegi was also kind of surprised that happened too.
Yeah.
Alright. A little rough for the Ember Spirit, but that's to be expected. But now Ember is level 4, Nightly is already level 6, so yikes. Mid lane. Okay, no. As a ward, I mean, has
in though. I think they gotta play for this 6 minutes pretty apparently. The Weaver's already started winning the lane for the Beastmaster, but now is in trouble. As the
glimpse bottom.
The glimpse back onto Icy, caught up by the Stormhammer, and the vision just was there, and Zakuchi would not save her. The Wild Axes come in, but not in time. As Icy goes down, meanwhile, Claire picks up Nightcrawler top side. The Ursa and the Lich doing as they need to do into that Underlord matchup.
Yeah, and I think Springroll gets... Yeah, Springroll has the phase boots already. So, you're controlling the Underlord right now, which is a really good sign for this Ursa. Underlord actually doesn't have anything. 2 rings of protection. Armor's not really gonna help you against this Ursa, so I don't know why Underlord wants to go for Ring of Protections.
Yeah, typically against Ursa, it's just raw health, right? Because the way the stacking damage works, the armor's not too great. But unfortunately, it is the double ring of protection going into the mana boots, as you do on Underlord. Meanwhile, bot side, Yusak getting the extra armor out as Zakuchi slows him up, stopped by the bird, but The glimpse stops Wegsy in her tracks. They're still gonna go under with the wild axes.
Oh my!
Gets a kill right from downtown as the Storm Spirit TP's back in. Gets the electric vortex, but Yusak getting taken down by an auto attack, and Icy was able to get away with this Sakuchi. Gets the Primal Roar onto Nightly right now. Just
He's
hitting
dead.
level 6. Nightly on level 7. I don't think there's any way for the Storm Spirit out of this. Is completely out of mana. The Sakuchi comes in, tries to zip back under tower. The wild axes. Triple kill for Wegsy. She is on fire on the Beastmaster, and the tips coming out from her team.
Okay, we doubted the Beastmaster pick, but okay, Wegsy just shut us up. I will never doubt Wegsy and Moons of Mene ever again.
I mean, again, these are the lanes they needed to win. They needed to win both their side lanes. They're winning both their side lanes, and getting that kill onto the Storm Spirit is absolutely massive. And all those kills going on to the Beastmaster means it's going to be a very early Ags timing. Already has the Arcane Boots. Only about 3,000 gold away from completing the Ags with the rush. And she's going to be so tanky.
Yeah, not just that. The Storm Spirit TP'd in, and then he dies. So Elegi already level 7 just from farming the wave. Already the same level with the Storm Spirit, even though Elegi dies early.
Yeah.
And all that space from bottom. And it's
now
so
she's
painful
up in Siesta Nice too on a Nightly. That failed roam did so much for Elegy. She now has the max flame guard too, so Nightly's not going to do much in the way of damage. She has a remnant towards the bottom rune. Top rune ends up being an illusion rune, bottled up for Elegy, and remnants away from Fanboy.
Yeah. Very good rotation. Very good counter to the rotation there. Nothing really happened there for Test Fanboy. Nightcrawler still pressured, does have the Arcane Boots now at least, but Spring Roll really close to
She's just straight up bullying this team on the higher ping.
They might be playing on
Icy
VPN,
picking
so
up
they might be losing their ping.
The tower right now, Sakuchiing to get a bit more damage onto Yusak. Wegsy, she doesn't have the Primal Roar available. She did use it to kill the support.
They could dive this, actually.
I think
they need a wave
to on the next wave, but the TP's coming in from the Disruptor now.
Now, who cares if Disruptor's here? I'm gonna kill him too. I hear God's Strength.
God's Strength pop from Yusak just to farm.
Yeah. Extra Strength because he was relatively low, I think, and gonna show up the lane. Wait, hold on.
Wegsy. Getting more damage onto the Beastmaster, blocking out with the boars, but the glimpse back into the baby cage. Wegsy goes down. Yusak getting 484 gold off that kill, was Icy was unable to help.
Yeah. Even if Icy was there, I don't
Nightly trying to make a chase on the Claire. Gets the static vortex, zips away from Spring Roll. Caught up in the Pit of Malice, tries to get on top of Nightly, but the Rubik there in the nick of time. Yult comes in from the Lich though, gets the kill back onto the Rubik as Icy TP's back in, but so does McGee through the TP portal. Gets the Static Storm down, but will still fall when it's all said and done, saving his cores. 2 supports for a core and a support going in favor of Goon Squad. So they're showing signs of light despite losing the lane phase in both of their side lanes. Primal Roar though, back onto Sven. Yusak, unfortunately for him, he got the extra gold boost, but the Stormhammer does not stop the bird from stunning you. And one more Wild Axes will do Yusak in. Here comes a stun from the bird. And Wegsy gets the kill off the boar. No axes needed.
We call the Beastmaster boar a boar, but like that thing's like a T-Rex.
Elegy.
That's not a boar.
To dive down, but able to remnant away, even with the glimpse back.
No Static Storm.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So very early tower, or relatively early tower for Wegsy at the bottom lane. Level 9. Really good start for Wegsy. Top net worth 5.3 and already a good amount away from the Aghanims. Actually less than 2,000. Around 2,000 gold away.
It's about 1,500 gold.
Yeah, 1,500. Yep. Just took everywhere else. Okay, so Storm Spirit going for the Orchid first.
I think
to be expected, so yep. Yeah, so Ember Spirit going for Mage Slayer as usual. The Underlord is forced to go Yule Scepter actually. It's going for a Yule Scepter here.
Yeah, just needs to be able to kite out the Ember Spirit and the Beastmaster. If Wakesy can go to Dispel after all this is said and done. Dice beaming out on the triangle top side though. Test Fanboy running away from Icy, but still gets taken out by the Zakuchi as the Pit of Malice comes in. Usak pops the God Strength, getting in onto the two supports, but the Static
Claire's
Storm
dead.
not there in time. Icy continuing to run away. In comes the Electric Vortex, and Icy's able to Zakuchi just out. So Trade supports in the
Slippery
top side.
cockroach.
Spring Roll's able to get out of the way, as is Icy.
You know, all things considered, Goon Squad won that fight gold-wise, but that was a 2 versus 5, essentially. So I see that as a small win for Moons of Mene. They only lose a Lich, pos 5. They lose the 4 Rubik.
Yeah. 700 gold away from Ags is Wegsy. As Drums a Slom. Let's see if they're going to match up with the Mage Slayer timing from Elegy. I don't think they will. Elegy's
No.
sitting about 1200 gold away from that, so not quite the timing synergy that you want necessarily, but Elegy doing pretty alright for herself
Radiant's middle tower
regardless.
has fallen.
And Ursa, Battle
400
Fury,
gold, 300 gold.
1300 gold away, so this is going to be a 14-minute Battle Fury, so pretty
Dire's
average
top
timing
tower
for
is
Spring
under
Roll.
attack.
That's all said and done.
Yeah. 111 on the Ursa, 73 last hits, so pretty decent considering the lane. I would have liked to seen it a little bit earlier, but went for the phase boots first and the magic one,
Smoke out
so
Goon
understandably
Squad.
so.
Elegy's on a DD rune though, so they have to be careful taking the 4v5, and the Ursa's in the area.
Is under attack.
They're gonna wear
War's
off,
up
though.
and available. Smoke pops on Elegy.
Oh.
She's able to remnant out of the
Right.
way. Test Fanboy. Holds
There's an
out
Orchid on
smoke
this
with
storm.
G.
They have Ags flying in for the Beastmaster, and for the Storm Spirit,
Radiant are
already has an Orchid. Elegi's in trouble. They're pinging her out.
Potentially. Sakuchi from Test Fanboy.
Oh.
Zipping back again. They got the telekinesis back, but Wegsy's
Wait.
here. Unable to make the
What's
connection with the
happening?
Primal Roar into the core. Goes on to the support instead.
What? Why did Knightley disengage that? I think they could have popped the Ember before they came over. So they lose Rubik for free, basically. And Eligi is lucky to be alive. I think... Oh, actually, wait. Eligi put in the raindrop in and she was able to take less damage, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Raindrops.
Right.
My,
They have Battle Fury soon on Ursa. Okay, soon.
well, yeah, pretty soon. As I said,
is under attack.
14, 15-minute Battle Fury for Spring Roll. Wegsy, as we mentioned, already has the Drums of Slom, going for the Blink Dagger next item, and the Mage Slayer, only about 300 gold away from Elegy, so they're going to take a fight around that, while the Sven, currently sitting only on the Mask of Madness, has something up on Courier. Is it BKB? No, it's
Echo Saber. Yep.
I understand going the Echo Saber because you need to be able to farm, but I feel like against this team comp, a BKB is kind of required early, so they're not going to be able to fight for a while on USAC.
Yeah, and Ursa is down about 1,000 gold. Should change soon with the arrival of the Battle Fury. So I think it's actually a 16-minute Fury. A little... I would say it's a
Yeah,
little late
a
on the
little
Ursa.
late.
Yeah, how's it now?
I mean, this is the Wegsy show. She's 1,000 gold away from the Blink Dagger.
Mage Slayer on the Ember now.
And they can make a move around this top side potentially with the Ursa on the Battle Fury. Might want to wait for the Blink Dagger to come out before that, or maybe BKB or Ags. Double DC though from Goon Squad. We have our first pause of the game. And that means it's time to play Guess the Gaben.
Okay. It's really early in, right? So this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking 65% Moons of Mene.
68% Moons of Mene.
Oh my gosh, no way.
That maid dress is coming.
Bro, I was 3%. I was 3% there. I bet you were shaking in your boots when I said 60. You're shaking in your boots.
Nope. I knew it was gonna be closer to 70%. When you said 65, I'm like, okay, we're good. We're good.
No, you don't need to admit you're scared, but I know you were.
Yes, definitely scared, 100%.
Don't worry, I'll get you eventually.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
Where'd my mouse go?
You know what? By the time you do that, it'll be playoffs, and the bet will already have been ended. It'll be great. You know, the main dress that you're gonna have to wear for playoffs, that's gonna be what gives you the ability to guess the game incorrect.
I highly doubt that. I'm only gonna do it for the grand finals. We agreed only on the grand finals.
Yeah, but like you have to
If it
run a
does
test
happen.
stream with it first. And which grand final are you gonna
I
do
don't
it for
need-
all the grand finals that we cast? That would be. You know, there are 5 grand finals.
Who knows? We'll see. We'll see.
That's
Which team?
smoked up.
Which team?
Stormhammer onto Wegsy. There is nothing she can do about this gank.
Yep. All right. A little bit concerning now. Yusak takes the top net worth from Wegsy. Wegsy gets caught out alone there, and Moods of Mene, they're switching up their playstyle just to accommodate the Ursa at the moment. So Ursa now trying to go for Blink Dagger. That's when I think they're gonna start being active, but they need to find these solo pickups, not necessarily on the Sven. They have to find pickups on the Storm and the Underlord, but if they can get the Sven, that's a really big plus. Because this Sven almost has a Blink, level 13. The Ursa is level 11, no Blink. Oh, it does have a Fury though.
Yeah.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I mean, Yusak's
They're
been able to
avoiding
stay in this
fights.
game despite losing the laning phase pretty handily. A lot of that coming down to Goon Squad being able to play around the Sven a bit more effectively than Moons of Mene around the Ursa.
Smoke here. Oh,
I see the
wait.
smoke.
Smoke
Pops
breaks.
out.
Oh, no, they see
Sakuchi,
it.
they find Nightly, tries to zip away, double zip.
Roar. Nope. Yeah, that's
Storm's
unfortunate
out.
there.
Unable to get the Primal Roar to
Sure.
connect in time.
Yep. Unfortunate if that roar connects. That's a very different story for this Storm Spirit, but they're really letting this Sven farm right now. Yeah, Sven loses bot 3-3-1 on the Sven, but Great Cleave is just such a strong farming tool, and as long as you don't hunt the Sven's just going to happily clean up these camps, and now he has a Blink Dagger.
Gonna be pretty strong.
Bottom,
Gate's
though.
taken bot
Hold
side.
on.
Icy glimpse back. Another Pit of Malice. Stolen away the
Wow,
Sakuchi,
good
but she's
juke.
able to time lapse away. Primal
Roar.
Roar onto the Disruptor. Moving back in with the
Dead.
Bird. Spring Roll gets the kill. Test Fanboarder on the side as the God Strength is popped by Yusak. Blinking back in on the Spring Roll.
Oh,
Caught by Telekinesis
Enrage.
and rages, but is caught up by the Yule Scepter as Elegy makes her way into the fight. Yusak
Yusak's
gets
dead.
taken down, though, by the Wild Axis from Wegsy, and now the fight is
Wow,
all moves of
Elegy.
Mene. Taking out the Pos 3, Test Fanboy.
Ooh.
To the Earth Shock, and Nightly all alone has to zip away
Yeah.
to safety. This is an easy Ags, or easy Roshan, I should say, in about a minute, 15 seconds as Moons of Mene take control of the bottom side of the map.
Ursa very low, so they're avoiding Roshan. Nightly?
Oh, zip in!
Wow!
Nightly gets the Orchid Malevolence on a Spring Roll and just casts the Ursa out on the TP. Disruptor will be
That's
traded
unfortunate.
in recompense though, but still very clutch kill from Nightly.
Tower is under attack.
And gave some value to that one from, despite all of that, get some value, but Spring Roll picks up the
stolen
blink.
away, zip it from Nightly. Orchid Malevolence on Icy as well. She cannot get away.
Yeah, they need a Lotus, they need any kind of purge right now, because this the Storm Spirit wasn't there for the entire fight, mind you, around the Twin Gates. So the Storm
Blink,
Spirit is going to be a
Primal
real
Roar.
problem. Okay. Right. Goodbye, Rubik. See you in the next.
Yusak doesn't
See you
have
in
dodge
the
strength
next.
for another 20 seconds. He's got to get away from this Moons of Mene squad.
BKB next actually on Elegi, so yeah, I really think it's BKB for the Ember Spirit, just so that potentially the Storm Spirit should be scared and how he uses his mana.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
BKB also coming up on the Beastmaster.
Yeah. I mean, Wagsy just... I feel like this game has turned into the Wagsy versus Yusak show. You know, whoever gets their ultimate off first in the fight or is able to kite out the other better is winning a lot of these fights. Spring Roll going for that BKB2 after the Blink Dagger. So when all three of the cores have BKB on Moons of Mene, that's when they're going to be relatively strong, I'd have to imagine. But Wagsy
Nightly.
just
Oh
waiting
no,
on the
Spring Roll's dead.
Spring Roll with a blink out just as he gets... she gets silenced up. Yusak caught by the Stone Gaze bow, and Yusak gets taken down by Claire with an absolutely clutch ultimate. And McGee running away, but cannot escape. Nightcrawler very low. Remnant in from Elegy gets a slight of fist.
This
out,
huge.
Kills the Disruptor. Nightcrawler being dove under tower. Will die to clear off the Frost Shield.
Yeah. That looked really good at the start for Goon Squad, but a beautiful blink out from Spring Roll. Just, they couldn't get the lockdown on the Ursa. They chased for some reason. They really wanted that Ursa kill, but the Chain Frost Armor, way too much.
I mean, Spring Roll, though, absolutely the clutchest Blink Dagger I have ever seen. Gets away from the fight, baits out the God Strength from the Sven, but there was just way too much crowd control from Moons of Mene, and Sven was completely kited out. Claire getting her shard.
Picks up the shard. Rubik steals 2 Wisdom runes. Oh, okay, they weren't paying attention, so they get 2 Wisdoms. Small win, I guess, for them.
And now this Ursa is up against this, or is up on net worth versus the Sven. Out of the fight.
That's a really bad fight there for Goon Squad. I mean, that should open up Roshan with a question mark. But this Sven, he goes for the Blink Dagger so he can keep up his pace, but we saw it in these 2 fights. He just gets controlled way too easily, so I think maybe he should have held back on the Blink.
I mentioned it earlier. I think Yusak should have just gone BKB Axe this game.
Okay. This Weaver knows something. He spots... Atos, yeah.
Dodging out the Atos with the Sakuchi.
They're going Roshan now with the AD rune.
DD rune.
AD rune.
DD rune.
AD rune.
DD rune.
AD rune.
DD rune.
It's an amplified damage. Look at the hotbar right now.
Look at what Ursa says. When the bear picks up the double damage rune, are you gonna argue with how he calls it?
I'm gonna argue because this bear is illiterate. You can't read his hotbar. Yes, he's a bear. Of course he'll be illiterate.
No, he speaks English. He's not illiterate.
Well, clearly there's something wrong with his Ursa because it's clearly an amplified damage room when you hover over it in the river and when you have it in the hotbar.
Yeah, but all the heroes call it a double damage rune.
Everyone's illiterate.
If it's in a bottle, it's called double damage.
It's called amplified damage, right?
No, it's called double damage in the bottle. And wait,
oh, wait, hold on.
She catches out Yusak. There is no escape. Stormhammer just for good measure, but Spring Roll comes in with the Earth Shock and gets the kill.
Yeah, I don't know why the Sven was there.
You cannot be farming that far up without your team and no BKB.
The Sven was in a relatively safe place. Yep. Yeah, that's definitely high ground. The Sven was in a good spot. It's just that obviously they're gonna be hunting in the jungle. I don't know why Yusak was still sitting around on the bottom side. He should have been top side doing something in a triangle or pushing into their jungle, but I don't know why he wanted to farm there.
Yeah, this is obviously intermediate division, so not 2K like, you know, some of the main division are, like some of our casters are.
Brain lapse, I would say.
You know, slight,
I would say it's a brain lapse.
You know, but obviously that would be worth a flame if this was in the upper division, but you know, it happens in these kind of high upper mid MMR games. Zip in from Nightly, glimpse back, a little bit of anti-synergy though. Weaver gets out. Spring Roll blinks in on a Nightcrawler. Force staffed away. Yule's up is the Ursa, and now on a Static Storm, a Nightcrawler still goes down. And now the chase, Yusak, Wagsy gets the ultimate down. And now Yusak's got nowhere to run. TP coming in from his team, but with all the CC, there is nothing he can do. Even with Nightly diving onto the supports, nearly takes down Claire. In fact, does, because the time lapse out of Icy.
Yeah.
But still, the Aegis not even taken off the map for Moons of Mene. They take their last T2. They're going to push high ground now.
Yeah, this Beastmaster pick really screwed over Goon Squad, to be honest. Oh, hold on.
Coming back in.
Oh, the root!
Storm out.
Wow!
That's actually pretty
The
big.
Hawk rooted him. Yeah. Yeah, the Hawk roots him into the Atos. Yeah, you kill the Ursa first life, but Spring Roll still has BKB. Well, they can't get tier 3, but it's just a huge deficit already for Goon Squad to overcome. 25 minutes in, 17k down.
So now is
I
the
mean,
time.
never say never.
This is for the second and probably final time this game. It's time to guess the game.
Oh. Okay. 95% for Moon?
Okay, here's my guess. My guess is 87. It's
Okay.
94. You were actually pretty close. It was 93, and then it ticked up to 94, so I'll give you the benefit of the doubt there.
No. It's over, bro.
I think that's the closest you'll ever get.
Radiant are scanning.
No, never say never. Never say die. I'm actually going. I actually hit my table pretty hard.
Just admit you want to wear the maid
No!
dress.
No!
Just admit
I'm
it.
not gonna admit to that.
Just admit it.
Okay, so the shard goes to the Weaver after the Tormentor.
Yeah, you know what? This man was talking about some ASMR that he was listening to the last time we casted together.
Tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under
Yozi mentioned that there was a delay in the stream and audio
Radiant
in
are
the
scanning.
chat. I know he's like,
Are scanning.
With the way that I re-encode the stream for Twitch, that sometimes happens, so it should be fixed now because I restarted the Twitch stream.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
yep, there it
Although
is.
chat is on a 5-minute delay compared to us, so for those who don't know, in order to stream to YouTube and Twitch at the same time and to have an
Oh,
appropriate
upside,
bit rate for
LE?
both,
Oh, BKB. Alright,
BB
goodbye,
from
Rubik.
Allergy, and actually Test Fanboy
Wait,
on the run. TP's coming
Misses
in
the
from Moons of
slide.
Mene. Elegy glimpsed back. Test Fanboy stealing a mobility away from the Weaver.
Wow.
It's the Sakuchi.
he's gone.
Gets out just barely, but instead the rest of his team might be the sacrifice.
Goodbye,
Nightcrawler
Nightcrawler.
in trouble, gets the Yules back up. Rooted into the Primal Roar and goes down.
Rubik is able to survive on a clutch steal on the Sakuchi, but you lose your Underlord, so
Dire's
at least you don't lose 2 heroes, but Underlord is such an integral part for your high ground. They tried to jump Eligi, by the way, with the BKB, so they couldn't really burst her down without the Sven. Yeah, you get the Vortex and the Orchid off, but if you don't have any real lockdown afterwards, just go and pop BKB and counter you, straight up.
Yeah. Now 20k gold lead for Moons of Mene. And you know, there were a couple moments in this game where we felt like Goon Squad maybe could have come back in, but Moons of Mene, what did we say in draft? They had to, they had to win their lanes in order to win the game. They won both their side lanes.
Oh,
that's all they
my
really
Raptor.
needed. Oh. I'll
That's
still
an
some way
Axe
keep
on the
pushing the
Ursa.
tower, but yeah. And you know, slight itemization mistakes from the Sven. I think going this Blink Dagger early could have worked, but was less of a percentage
Yeah.
play than perhaps going for the earlier BKB and
Yeah,
ends up getting punished.
is under attack.
the Twin Gate fight really just showed why the Blink Dagger didn't work out. If they won that fight, maybe things would have been different, but I think the Sven should have went Ags into the BKB if you wanted that. You get stats from the Aghanims,
Radiant's
Yeah.
top tower has fallen.
plus it's just really good in this lineup, but unfortunately
Yeah.
that was not the case here.
Dire's bottom
They really banked on the Blink Dagger having immediate effect. Well, it didn't. Now you're stuck
Yeah.
with this 2000 gold item and you can't really use it efficiently.
Yeah, I mean, especially with the value Aghanims gives you this game.
Des?
Oh,
Okay, he's fine. Oh no,
And Primal
goodbye
Roar
Raptor.
onto the Disruptor. Wegsy in trouble
Hold on.
though. Gets the BKB off and Spring Roll. Bringing back in onto Yusak. The dive comes in from Nightly. Gets a double kill for Yusak. Trying to run away. Spring Roll pops the BKB and runs towards Yusak, but he's able to blink away.
Good
Two
fight.
cores dead. Make that 2 cores into support. Elegy diving in.
Oh, the root.
Petamelis gets the
Yeah,
root
rooted.
down, but still. Down goes the
Dead.
Rubik just to the Flame Guard.
Yeah, I probably need to just get the range racks unless
Nightly moving
this
back
happens.
in. Electric Vortex
Elegi's dead.
on Elegy. Buyback from the Rubik, but
Hold
the
on.
Sven's down. Elegy falls. BKB from Nightly zipping out of the way. Now Spring Roll in trouble. Doesn't have the ultimate to Ags
Dead.
out of this one. And Nightly picks up the kill. The high ground push goes for bust. Goon Squad defends beautifully.
Yeah. They lose tier 3 tower. They also lose the Sven. But the long drawn out fight goes in favor of Goon Squad just thanks to the Storm Spirit zipping in, zipping out. Unfortunate there that the Beastmaster couldn't really escape the Sven. I think the Beastmaster had the right idea in trying to burst down the Disruptor first. But unfortunately, Sven just literally beats her down because no one else was hitting the Raptor except for her and the Lich. Okay, Nightly picks up a BKB there and a Witchblade. So this Storm Spirit is actually pretty damn dangerous if you don't have your BKBs active. Ember Spirit, they almost got the kill on the Storm Spirit with the last minute chain from Elegy, but barely able to just get off the BKB, and Ursa just does not have the lockdown yet.
Roshan's up
Actually,
and active.
Ursa doesn't have a lockdown.
McGee stopping their
Yep.
TP. Wegsy committing the Primal Roar for it.
Yeah, it's worth it. It's a level 3 Primal Roar. It's only a 60-second cooldown. You can literally roar a creep, and I wouldn't really mind. Yeah, Roshan. If I was Moons of Mene, though, I would probably lean towards giving this Aegis to Elegy. Or sorry, yeah, to Elegy, just so that. Wow, they don't even need Ursa. Wait, are they just gonna give it to the? No, okay, they're gonna give it to Ursa still. I think that's an okay idea, but I think Elegy with the Aegis will do a lot more impact just because Elegy has so much mobility and Ursa doesn't even have a basher yet. Storm Spirit up top though. He's gonna be fine.
Zip TP
Elegy tried
out.
hunting him. Okay. BKB on Sven going for Ags next. They should watch out for that one.
I see.
If I'm Spring
In
Roll, you have to
trouble.
buy a shard.
Down she goes.
Yep.
Nightly with the kill credit.
Yeah, that'll stall their push a little bit longer. But if I'm Spring Roll right now, you need to buy a shard. Like, there's no debate right now. I don't care if you need a basher. You need the shard just so you can survive these long engagements that Goon Squad are going for.
I'm 100% in agreement with you.
Problem gone for the Beastmaster. Even has a BKB, so a little bit overkill. Yeah, Weaver's gonna come back quick thanks to the outpost being taken from them.
Radiant are scanning.
Well,
Okay.
it's one fight on high
Defense
ground.
now
We saw
begins.
the Zip come out from Nightly.
It does?
Up on the
Do they want to
Spring Roll.
go?
This is a go button. Wegsy tries blinking in, but is caught up in the Static Storm. Gets the BKB off, moves in over the Disruptor. Spring Roll gets out of dodge.
Nightcrawler's dead.
Now, Nightcrawler in trouble. Still the Stormhammer
Oh,
lands on
Elegy?
Elegy. She's able to get
That's
the
fine.
BKB in the nick of time. Yusak chasing out on the Wegsy, but the drums of Slalom make her so tanky. As the Underlord goes down,
Rubik.
Fanboy in a bit
Oh,
of trouble.
hold
Nightly
on.
zips back in, gets the silence and the stun back on Elegy. A Spring Roll goes down into the Agnum Scepter, but
Still
Wegsy
alive.
digs back up onto the high ground, still able to take down the Sven. Wegsy falls, but Spring Roll's back with the BKB. Now on the Nightcrawler, who
back.
bought back, immediately dies for it. Test
Die back
Fanboy
again.
to the Chain Frost. And the only buyback available is on the Sven with the Roshan banner up. And the Storm Spirit unable to do much more after killing the final support. This may just be GG, but Nightly on a Claire. Buyback on the Sven now.
They need to find this storm.
Two
They
cores
really need to
V2.
get this storm spirit. Okay. They back away for now. Nope, I say that, and the Ursa goes back top. But Ursa is just gonna get jumped
Spring
here.
roll. Getting jumped.
He's
Silence.
wait, he gets bashed.
Caught by
Still
the
dead.
electric vortex in the bash. Now it's a Stormhammer. Just absolutely killed. I mean, you cannot make plays like that with your BKB down. You can't enrage when you're silenced. Even with the eggs.
Yeah, actually, Spring Roll should have died faster there, but actually gets the first hit bash on the Sven who's tried to jump in. But right now, if I'm Spring Roll, he already has a shard. All right, that's a good sign. You have to eat your Ags in order for you to get a Satanic. I think Satanic is your best friend if you're this Ursa right now.
Yeah, just needs more survivability in these fights. Elegy similarly, going a sheep stick, which would be absolutely
that's an
massive.
Octarine
I think that's the correct item to go against the Storm Spirit. He has the BKB,
No.
but if you're able to catch him zipping in with sheep.
Elegi's going for Octarine Core,
I thought this was a sheep.
not Cheap Stick.
I
Nope.
just saw the TRSL.
Has a soul booster. Yeah,
Oh,
it's
that's right.
actually the Lich who's going for Sheep Stick. The Lich is going for that.
Okay. Yeah, you're right.
And
Quite's going
for
the sheep stick.
Weaver-
I didn't see the soul booster, and on the
Yeah.
courier.
I would agree with you on the Sheep Stick pickup, but not on the Ember Spirit because
Yeah.
I think Ember Spirit just needs tank items or semi-tank items. Yes, Kaya Sanj has Mage Slayer, BKB. Now Octarine Core going into the Shiva's Guard. These are really good items on the Ember Spirit. Sure, he might get caught up in the root, but we saw it right there. He gets caught up in the root. Shield Rune was already just purged off, but still survived everything. It's actually Storm Spirit on top net worth, and they have to watch out for Storm. Storm now has an Ags, by the way.
Yeah. Or as my friends and I like to call it, black hole.
Oh yeah, it's basically a 4,000 gold black hole, and even Lincoln Sphere can save you in there.
So Moons of Mene just unable to push high ground right now.
Yeah,
Don't have
Roshan in
Aegis.
3 minutes, less than 3.
Yeah. Honestly, the way I'm seeing this game play out, no game is unthrowable. Moons
Lotus
of
on
Mene, they just
Beastmaster.
haven't had a whole lot of luck pushing that high ground yet.
Okay. So they have a Lotus now on the Beastmaster. I think they could try going back high ground. They just have to time the Lotus
Zip
Orb.
in, Knightley, finding two.
on.
BKB out. Now moving on to the Lich, but he's able to get away, and now the Primal
Oh.
War of but it's stolen out by Fiend Boy.
Stolen.
Still Spring Roll, able to get the BKB off, doubling onto Usak as Knightley zips out of the way, way too low with the Chain Frost coming in. TES Fanboy goes down. Knightley, one more hit from the Lich would do it, and in comes Wagsy for the kill.
Unfortunate there.
And no buyback on the Storm Spirit. That is the fight Moons of Mene were looking for to push the high
10 gold.
ground. Now diving up.
Less than 10 gold.
Yule Scepter from Nightcrawler, but Elegy still here with the Lotus Orb.
Right back on
Doesn't
Storm.
matter. Roots up, both of them. And with the Remnant for the kill. Now Usak, Stormhammer onto Elegy. Buyback now available on the Storm Spirit. Zips in. Two-man Black Hole. Trying to get more damage on the Spring Roll. The Silence on the Icy. Elegy BKBs to get out of the way, though. They're taking on the tower. Slight chains
I
on the
think the
two. They might
Disruptor's
take
dead.
down McGee. Goes
Nope.
against going for the Remnant. Instead, gonna TP back to base and Remnant back in later. Knightley,
Hold
though, another Black Hole.
Oh,
Lands
the
on
gaze.
three, but they're stunned again. Down goes
Oh.
Knightley. No buyback available on the Storm Spirit. Now Elegy back in with the Remnant. On to Usak. Does not have the God Strength available for another 9 seconds.
dies in
Just
the
stunned
fountain.
right in front of the fountain. Usak barely able
Close.
to survive. Their base is being ravaged. GG
GG.
called, and Moons of Mene take game number 1.
Yeah, we just saw it right there. The Sven tries to join that fight, but the Ursa literally just stands her ground. Man fights the Sven. Storm Spirit had a really good initiation there. They had a really good idea, but sadly just ran out of mana because there was just no follow-up. And Elegi and Spring Roll on the Ursa. Just, you want some, come get some. They literally just stood her ground. Nobody can do anything about that Ursa with the Ags.
With that, we're going to take a quick break. When we return, game number 2. Wins Mene versus Goon Squad. You won't want to miss it. We'll be right back after this. Welcome on, welcome all, and welcome back to the Pheonix Dota League Intermediate Division C matchup between Moons of Mene and Goon Squad. Moons of Mene taking game number 1 in very, very snowbally fashion, winning their 2 side lanes and using that to get to victory. Goon Squad, meanwhile, wasn't able to scale on their scaling comp, but there was some nice play from the mid lane and from Nightly to keep them in that game for quite a bit longer than they perhaps should have. So we'll see if they decide to play around him in game number 2. Moons of Mene. Game number 1 they first picked, and Goon Squad picked Radiant side. This time around, Goon Squad have picked first pick, and Moons of Mene have picked Radiant side. I'm joined by Anno. How are you feeling after that first game?
Yeah, I'm really surprised at the results that we got. We both thought that Goon Squad had the superior lineup, which they kind of did, but the laning phase did not go their favor, and Moons of Mene just never looked back. There were some good plays by Goon Squad to keep the game alive, but Moons of Mene just is clearly the superior team from game number 1.
Yeah, they won their winning lanes and were able to snowball that back. I think a lot of that comes down to Wegsy just being an absolute goddess on the Beastmaster.
Yeah, I had my reservation with the Beastmaster pick, but I was just shut up there by Wegsy. Treant Protector in the opener for Goon Squad.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban.
Snapfire by Moons of Mene here.
I'm adjusting some stream settings, so give me a
Alright, take your
minute.
time.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban.
Apologies for that. I have
10 seconds remaining.
a bit of a weird setup in order to stream to both Twitch and
5 seconds remaining.
YouTube at the same time, so it involves 2 computers and some other stuff. So while the Twitch stream currently, or the Twitch stream had been having 0 issues,
Radiant team
and
ban.
as I say that, there is some choppiness on the YouTube stream. Actually, the
Can't have them all.
Oh no. Basically the Twitch stream was having issues, and I had to readjust the encoder for the Twitch stream. But as I did that, the YouTube stream lagged out a bit during what was a break stuff. But it should be fine now. Let me know if there are any more issues on either of the streams, and I'll adjust things going forward. Once again, my apologies. Still trying to get to the whole dual streaming setup without using Restreamer, because Restreamer is garbage. Anyways, back to the game. We see the Snapfire first pick from Moons of Mene and the Treant Protector first pick from Goon Squad. Bans Tiny, Weaver, Bera, Vengeful Spirit, and Lifestealer as Goon Squad banned away Darkseer, Hoodwink, Lich, Dark Willow, and Dawnbreaker.
10 seconds remaining.
Curious about the Dawnbreaker pick. I wonder why they got rid of the DB.
Honestly, I think they're just trying to ban out Wegsy.
They really wanted to ban out Wegsy. They would have just banned Winter Wyvern first.
Perhaps.
Would have made the most sense. Get rid of the Dawnbreaker first, but you know, it might be Goon Squad might be cooking something up here.
Perhaps. I mean, I'd love to see the Winter Wyvern 3. As a Wyvern 3 player myself, it's just like,
Dire team
she's a fun pick. Nope, going straight for the Beastmaster. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
Yep. They pick it relatively early, so should give them more time to figure their game plan around the Beastmaster.
10 seconds remaining.
This time they have a Treant Protector to help stop
5
the
seconds
the
remaining.
snowball potential in the safe lane for Goon Squad. But we're gonna see. I would like to see an equally aggressive safe laner in this game for Goon Squad. I would lean towards Draw Ranger to go alongside the Treant Protector, just so that they have the slow, they have the Draw Ranger and the Treant both slowing the Beastmaster. Sure, Beastmaster can max out Wild Access, but yeah, they pick up Ember now. All right.
Yeah, Goon Squad taking away the Ember
10
Spirit.
seconds remaining.
Makes sense. It was a bit of a thorn in their side
5
in
seconds
that first
remaining.
game. Although now Moons of Mene, with the counter pick, should be able to get a better matchup, potentially.
Radiant team pick.
Lion. Okay, so that's a 4 Lion, if I'm correct.
Mm. 10 seconds remaining.
I want to see how things go with this boss 4 Lion pickup going against the safe lane of Mene. For Moons of Mene, actually, though, I think I would have really liked an Underlord in this lineup, to be honest, but they already have the Beastmaster. They could try cooking something up and pick Underlord anyways, but I highly doubt they will. Because the Ember Spirit does suffer against the Underlord, but we saw it last game that Ember Spirit really was able to deal with the Underlord Pit of Malice, but Moons of Mene just straight up pick Shadow Fiend, so this Ember Spirit is already going to be on the back pedal in mid lane.
Seconds remaining.
Yeah.
5 seconds remaining.
You know, this could be 3 cores from Moons of Mene, potentially. They really want to. Question is, I'm not sure if LG plays Snapfire mid, though. That's the only reason. The only reason I bring up the potential for 3 cores here is because I think the Snapfire mid's actually pretty decent into the Ember Spirit. They pick support Shadow Shaman here.
Dire team ban.
Shadow Shaman and the Centaur for Mene and Goon Squad respectively.
5 seconds